Dear students, welcome to the today's chemistry class. So in this class, let us discuss properties of colloids. Properties. Properties of colloids. So in the previous classes, we discussed preparation of colloids and purification of colloids by different methods. So in this class, let us discuss properties of colloids. So we have properties for the colloids like colligative properties. Colligative properties. And second one is Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect. And third one is Brownian movement. Fourth one, color. So these are the properties of colloids. So that is the colligative properties, Tyndall effect, Brownian movement and color are the some properties of colloids. So since you know very well, since colloids are the aggregation of many small particles. Colloids are nothing but aggregation of many small particles. So for these colloidal solutions, the observed colligative properties like osmotic pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, lowering of vapor pressure, values are less for the colloidal solutions. Generally, osmotic pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point and lowering of vapor pressure are called as colligative properties for the solutions. So, if we take osmotic pressure, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, lowering of vapor pressure for the colloidal solutions, so the values are very less because these colligative properties are depending on the number of particles in the solution. So in the solution, when the number of particles, observed number of particles increases, then osmotic pressure increases, and elevation in boiling point increases, depression in freezing point increases, and the varying of vapor pressure increases. But in the case of colloids, colloids are due to the aggregation or association of number of particles. So number of small particles get associated, aggregated, so that in the colloidal solution, availability of number of particles is less. So that generally colloidal solutions have lower values of colligative properties. That is for colloidal solutions. So the colligative properties values are very less because aggregation of small number of small particles takes place in colloidal solutions. So availability of a number of particles decreases. So that is colligative property. Colligative property is the first property of colloids. Colloids are due to the aggregation of number of small particles particles, dou n's. So totally the availability of number of particles in the colloidal solution decreases, and the values of colligative properties are very less for the colloids when compared to the solutions. And second, a property of colloids is called as Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect is nothing but scattering of light by the colloidal particles in the colloidal solution. So it is Tyndall effect is called as the phenomena. It is nothing but the phenomenon. The phenomenon in which scattering of light. The phenomenon in which scattering of light by the colloidal particles in the colloidal solution. Is called as a Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is nothing but the phenomenon in which scattering of light takes place by the colloidal particles present in the colloidal solution. So totally scattering of light by the colloidal particles present in the colloidal solution is called as a Tyndall effect. So let us take colloidal solution in a beaker. So this is the beaker containing colloidal solution in which the particle size in the solution is between 1 to 1000 nanometer. 1 to 1000 nanometer sized particles are called as colloids. So colloidal solution is taken in the beaker, and the light from the light source. So light from the light source. So this is the light source. From this light source, light is allowed to pass through the lens, and then the light is allowed to pass into the colloidal solution present in the beaker, so that the particles of colloidal particles of the solution, when they come to the path of the illuminated light, then light get scattered. Into different directions. The illuminated bright light beam is called as Tyndall cone. Tyndall cone or Tyndall beam. Tyndall beam or Tyndall cone. So that is illuminated light beam is called as Tyndall cone. So that is when light source is allowed to pass through the colloidal solution present in the beaker, then the allowed light gets scattered due to the presence of colloidal particles in the solution. When the colloidal particle present in the solution come to the path of the illuminated light, then light gets scattered into the different directions. So this effect is called as a Tyndall effect. And examples for Tyndall effect is, in the cinema hall, the projection of picture in the cinema hall is due to the presence of some dust particles and smoke particles. When smoke and dust particles are present in the cinema hall, from the projected room, the light get scattered, and scattered light is observed on the screen. It is due to the Tyndall effect. So this Tyndall effect can be observed in the cinema hall during the projection of picture. So it is due to the presence of the smoke particles and dust particles. And second example 2 for Tyndall effect is appearance of blue color of sky. That is color of sky. Color of sky is blue. Color of sky is blue. This phenomenon is explained by Tyndall effect. So it is the sky color is blue because of due to the scattering of dust particle. Okay, scattering of light by the dust particles and smoke particles present in the air. So it is in the air, dust particles and so the smoke particles are present. Those particles scatters the blue light, scatters the blue color of the light to the maximum extent. Hence, sky appears blue in color. And also in the old homes, so in the chimneys, early morning and as well as at the evening sessions, you will observe so the entering of light from the small holes. During that, circling of dust particles takes place when they come to the path of the light. It is also due to the scattering of light. That is a Tyndall effect. So totally Tyndall effect is nothing but the phenomena of scattering of light by the colloidal particles in the colloidal solutions. So if we come to the conditions for Tyndall effect. There are two conditions for Tyndall effect. That is to occur Tyndall effect. There are two conditions. First one, the diameter of colloidal particles. The diameter of colloidal particles in the colloidal solution. Is same as that of wavelength of light used. So this is the first condition for the Tyndall effect. So that is the diameter of colloidal particles. So in the colloidal solution should be same as that of the wavelength of light used for the Tyndall effect. And second condition for the Tyndall effect is the refractive indices. The refractive indices of dispersed phase particles and dispersion medium particles are different in magnitude. So that is second condition for Tyndall effect is refractive index of dispersed phase particles and dispersion medium particles should have different values in magnitude. And the first condition is a diameter of colloidal particles are same as that of the wavelength of light used. So when these two conditions are satisfied by the colloidal solutions, then such solution can exhibit Tyndall effect. So that is Tyndall effect is the phenomena of scattering of light by the colloidal particles in the colloidal solutions. And next, the third properties of colloids is Brownian movement. Brownian movement. So it was first observed by a famous botanist Robert Brown. So Brownian movement is nothing but zigzag or erratic or random movement of colloidal particles in the colloidal solution. So because we know very well colloidal particles are of the size 1 to 1000 nanometer. When such type of particles present in the colloidal solutions, so then they can move in different directions in a zigzag manner, in a random manner. Such type of zigzag or erratic or random movement of colloidal particles in the colloidal solution is called as a Brownian movement. So it is, if we take a colloidal solution in the vessel, then the particles, the colloidal particles, so are moved in different paths in zigzag manner. Such type of zigzag or erratic movement of colloidal particles in the entire colloidal solution is called as a Brownian movement. Then what is the cause? What is the cause for Brownian movement? Brownian movement ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ because colloidal particles collide with the dispersion medium particles. So that means solvent molecules. Colloidal particles whose size is in the order 1 to 1000 nanometer collide with the solvent molecules. During that collisions, the colloidal particles gain some kinetic energy, and they try to move. But colloidal particle size is larger than the solvent molecules, so that so during their motion they get randomly, they get erratic, and they get zigzag manner they moved, so that this path of movement, this zigzag movement of colloidal particles is called as a Brownian movement. Here, Brownian movement cannot be observed in the true solutions. This is the first factor, this is the first note. So that is Brownian movement only observed in the colloidal particles but not in true solutions, because so the size of the solute particles, solvent particles are same in true solutions, so that no Brownian movement is observed in true solutions. And also Brownian movement cannot be observed in the suspensions, because in suspensions dispersed phase particle size is very large than the dispersion medium particles, so that during the collision between the dispersed phase particles and the dispersion medium particles, there will be no movement of particles. So in the suspensions, and so Brownian movement only observed in the colloidal particles. And next, so if we come to the fourth property of colloids, so that is color. Colloidal solutions are colored. This color in nature of colloidal particles is due to the wavelength of the light scattered by the dispersed particles. That is color of the colloid is depends on the wavelength of the light scattered by the colloid